What do you think will happen to Tesla stock in the near term? Ron Baron remains to be a strong supporter of Tesla amidst current market uncertainties. Today, Tesla stock is trading at around $110 per share, and experts have varying opinions on where the leading EV company's stock will be in the coming months. You definitely would not want to miss this info. I think we're going to make 3, 4, 5 times our money on Tesla from here, Baron said in a previous interview. Investing legend Ron Baron has been holding Tesla in his portfolio since 2014, well before the company's stock rose to new highs for the auto industry. In response to recent concerns about Musk's sudden decision to buy a stake in Twitter, Baron doubled down on his bullish take on the automaker and shared he'd be holding the stock for most of the coming decade. According to him, he plans to hold Tesla stock for at least another 8 years, noting that Musk's Twitter investment is meaningless. Baron's two biggest holdings in his flagship $8.7 billion Baron Partners Fund are Tesla, which is 44% of the portfolio, while SpaceX holds over 5%. Billionaire investor Ron Baron, whose fund has already made $6 billion on its original Tesla investment, expects the shares will continue to skyrocket for the next 10 years. Ronald Stephen Baron, famously known as simply Ron Baron, is an American mutual fund manager and investor and is the founder of Baron Capital, an asset management firm focused on delivering growth equity investment solutions. Ron founded Baron Capital in 1982 and has 52 years of research experience. The buy and hold investors' $10 billion flagship fund, Baron Growth, has an annual turnover of just 3%. Ron Baron's real-time net worth is $4.2 billion. In a previous CNBC Squawk Box segment, Baron Capital CEO Ron Baron said that he plans to hold Tesla stock for another 8 years at least. I think we're going to make 3, 4, 5 times our money on Tesla from here, Baron said in the interview. Baron explained that he invested $380 million in Tesla between 2014 and 2016, at an average price of around $40 per share. So his return is about 20x so far, or about $6 billion. Baron has sold about $1 billion worth of stock in the two mutual funds that own it to diversify the portfolio. Tesla now accounts for about 12.8% of its fund's assets under management. He said, "I think for Tesla, this is the very beginning of what they're doing." In an interview with CNBC in 2018, the billionaire investor said that the electric car maker could be a $1 trillion company in revenue by 2030. This may not be too far from the truth, given that Tesla reported a reported total revenue of $16.934 billion in its 2022 Q2 financial report. Tesla reported a total revenue of $16.934 billion in its 2022 Q2 financial report. Of course, there are a lot of factors that may affect the EV company's stock, so it's not easy to tell whether Tesla will indeed become a $1 trillion company in revenue by the end of the decade. I think it could be a $500 billion battery business, a $500 billion car business. I give that a 50-50 chance, the billionaire buy and hold investor said. The fact that it could be a $60 billion company in 3 years, I give that maybe 80% chance, he added. Although Tesla stock has undeniably taken a beating in recent months, billionaire investor Ron Baron sees big opportunities and remains bullish on Tesla despite market chaos. Baron has lived through plenty of bear markets. He said he sees big opportunities today following the roughly 21% drop in the S&P 500 index. A year ago, nothing was cheap. Now it's the opposite. Baron said, "Stocks are dirt cheap on an absolute basis." Many growth stocks have been hard hit by higher interest rates. Baron admitted that sometimes it has been tough when it's all red on the screen and markets fall, but that's when his buy and hold philosophy becomes more important than ever. His funds, which typically have very low turnover, have continued to buy when opportune, only selling when fundamentals change, or if we need to rebalance the portfolio. He explained, "Companies that we're investing in should benefit and grow despite the chaos. What's more, at some point markets will stabilize," Baron added, predicting a recovery by the end of 2024, with stocks likely to return to where they were in November 2021 and back to doubling every 5 to 10 years. A big reason for his rosy outlook is the firm's big bet on Musk's electric vehicle maker. The billionaire money manager first built his firm's position in Tesla between 2014 and 2016, investing a total of $387 million, which has since generated billions of dollars in gains. despite a 50% drop in Tesla shares in 2022, Barron remained convinced that his firm's position will continue to pay off in the future. "If I could, I would buy more." The longtime Tesla bull emphasized the company's high growth rate both in terms of production and sales, while also expecting that the car maker will further be able to improve its profit margins. Tesla has continued to increase its vehicle production and deliveries, last month reporting 343,000 deliveries in the quarter ending September 30th, 2022, up from just over 250,000 a year ago. What's more, quarterly revenue surpassed $21 billion, up over 50% from the same period last year. Altogether, Barron's firm has 19 funds that oversee nearly $40 billion in assets. Several of those have made big bets on Tesla, including the $6 billion Assets Barron Partners Fund and the $700 million Barron Focused Growth Fund. In 10 years, Tesla will be the largest and most profitable company in the world, Barron told Forbes in an interview before hosting his investment conference in early November. Although Barron acknowledged this year as a rough year for his funds and Tesla, he also called it relative, commenting that, "Because of our low turnover and great long-term record, investors are willing to cut us some slack and to be patient." Barron believes that Tesla stock will be worth around $500 to $600 by 2025. "In 8 to 10 years, we ought to be somewhere around $4.5 trillion, Barron said. That said, the billionaire fund manager agrees with Musk's recent comments that Tesla could grow to be bigger than Apple and Saudi Aramco combined, which implies a valuation of more than $4 trillion. The math behind Barron's bullish valuation target is solely predicated on Tesla significantly scaling its business over the next decade, selling about 20 million cars per year. Tesla is on track to sell just over 1 million vehicles in 2022. In 2030, if he does 20 million cars per year and they're $50,000 a car, that's $1 trillion in revenues, and he gets operating profits at somewhere around 30%, Barron explained, adding that a 15x multiple on those $300 billion in operating profits gets you to $4.5 trillion. Barron emphasized that the bull case outlined solely by the revenue contribution of Tesla vehicles doesn't include the other areas the company is working on, providing somewhat of a margin of safety on his investment. But that's not including robots, that's not including autonomous vehicles, that's not including batteries, says Barron. He also mentioned something about Tesla CEO Elon Musk. He said he thinks robots are going to be bigger than cars, so there's so many things happening at Tesla it's hard to keep up, Barron explained. In 2016, Ron Barron predicted Tesla Inc. would become one of the most valuable companies in the world, which it did. This is probably why Barron remains confident in his stance on Tesla stock, regardless of economic issues that may affect stock prices. Barron pointed to names like Tesla as examples of the type of companies that could lead the next wave of tech innovation. Notably, Barron's forecast is about long-term investments rather than day trading, and reflects much of the advice the investor has offered about the economic benefits of watching compound interest build up. The key for investors then is to find stocks that are set to gain going forward when the bear market runs its course, even if they are down now. Barron said, "I told you a long time ago that I thought we'd make 20 times our money in Tesla. So far we've made 4 times. I now think we're going to make double or triple again for the next 5 years and double or triple again over the next 5 years. I think there's 10 times more to go in Tesla before I even have to think about this if we're right." Although Barron's outlook for Tesla may seem far-fetched, especially given the stock's valuation in the market today, Barron, along with other Tesla bulls and enthusiasts, is optimistic that Tesla stock will be able to recover soon. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more.